University of Oklahoma, Bob Stoops.
Thank you, Michael. Welcome, everybody. As usual, we're all here as a team excited to be starting the 2016 season. Wrapped up our third practice here this morning, and really, like everybody, excited about the prospects this year. I feel like we've got a really good, solid football team coming off last year. I said it a lot already in all the other interviews here leading up to today. Just I feel like overall we'll be further along offensively in our system. One way in our coaches understanding and knowing our players and their talents and what they're capable of. Two, just with the players having a full year in the system now, or a year and a half now, just all the little nuances and little intricacies of the offense. I just feel like we're further ahead overall. Offensively, some key positions, of course, are always where we lost the most players, so that would be in the interior line. But I feel good about the young guys that are coming up in those positions. Some of those guys are like Bobby Evans, Cody Ford, Ben Powers. They've all looked really good in the spring and in the summer so far. And if Bobby keeps coming on at tackle, that allows you some options with Drew Samia inside, because Bobby's really quite a bit bigger overall, longer and heavier than Drew was. So just overall, it gives us some options. But again, and then the receiver, of course, everyone asks about replacing Sterling. You don't just replace Sterling. He was a dynamic player, but I do believe guys like D.D. Westbrook are going to have an opportunity to make bigger plays and more plays that way. He's a big play threat. And then the overall group, I think, will be overall a stronger unit than a year ago, just with the added year and experience. Some guys there that have shown up lately. Geno Lewis has really been strong. Mark Andrews, of course, people know about. He'll have a stronger role. Young freshman has really been showing up. Michael Jones, really a dynamic, big play guy. I've loved seeing Jordan Smallwood coming off that knee from a year ago. People forget two springs ago, before last season, he was one of our best guys coming out of the spring and hurt it, and had the ACL injury. So Jordan really every day is making a lot of strong plays, and that's exciting. So anyway, those are some new guys that maybe people haven't seen that can expect a bigger role. Defensively, again, coming off a year where we led the Big 12 in I think 7 of 8 the top defensive categories. So really feel good about what we're doing with our system and what we're asking our players to do. It'll be a big chore, of course, replacing 3 of our starting 4 linebackers. That's the main area of concern when you lose those guys in the middle of your defense. But we're really excited about what we've seen from our guys. First of all, Tay Evans is a guy that's really been great in spring and is really having a great 3 days here. And, and a big player, about 6'3.5", 230, 235. He's a 4'5" guy, can really run. It's really been impressive. So that's been positive. Obo's been really good in what he's been doing at the jack position. And then we've got other guys like Will Johnson, Capri Doucette. I couldn't get to Capri's first name out, but Capri Doucette has really been a strong guy also, along with Caleb Kelly out there in that Sam nickel position. Really athletic guys that got a lot of power to them. Mark Jackson also, and Ricky DeBerry in that jack position to go with Obo have really been coming on strong. So we're just really pleased overall with the guys that we need to step up, are really looking like they're ready to do it. And in 3 days, they've been really positive. Another guy up front, Amani Bledsoe, in the front 4 in the defensive line, has really been an impressive young freshman to go with. Other young guys like Neville Gallimore, Q Overton are really doing a nice job so far. Another guy that didn't play much at all last year, Austin Roberts, is a guy also that's been really improving, to pick up some slack where we lost a guy or two. In the secondary, all those guys, you know, Dakota Austin played great for us a year ago, has really stepped up. Micaiah Quick has really had a great couple of days, really showing up out there in the corner position to go with some of those other guys that everybody's, you know, that have been out there before. So kicking game, Austin Seibert's even in better shape and stronger than he was a year ago. Has really looked good, hitting the ball, punting, field goals, and kicking off. We've got to be really smart on how we use him through camp and not, you know, overwork his leg and what we're asking him to do right now. But again, everything's been really positive so far in these 3 days. We had our first day today with shoulder pads on, helmet shoulder pads, not full pads, but it's allows you to do a little more hitting and you know, but all the practices, guys have been really responding well, and things have gone real well here just for 3 days.